Hi! Today we're going to use the most wonderful time product medley. It includes a stamp set, dies, oh look at all this designer paper and more to make a subtle yet stunning Christmas card. The colors are beautiful and plentiful in the most wonderful time product medley accessories, but I'm excited to show you my subtle yet stunning Christmas card using this kit. I'm Shelly Godby, the owner and CEO of Stamping Smiles, and for 18 years I've been teaching others how to create their own hand-stamped smiles. And once you start playing, it's hard to stop. So stick around to the end. I'm going to show you 3 more pretty cards made with the most wonderful time product medley. Here's a closer view of part of the most wonderful time product medley that includes the most wonderful time stamp set, the most wonderful time dies, and I say part of it because there's a lot more than you see here. But what I have here are the 12 designs in the 48 sheets of 6x6 designer series paper. So you get 8 each of the 6 double-sided designs. So that's great for those who love to do mass production. And of these, we have the 12 gold foil card fronts, and you get 4 each of these 3 designs. And you get 7 of the self-adhesive die cut sheets. And look at this, we've got 10 yards of this gold tinsel trim. This is cuter than I thought it would be. Very happy with that. And we have 58 of these are adhesive backed, the gold faceted stars, and these are really pretty. So like I said, this is just part of it, but it shows you what comes in there. You just get a lot more of that. Okay, so let me put all this aside and then we'll make our subtle yet stunning Christmas card. I want to take a moment to share with you how this card came together. So being a Northern Michigan girl, I just really love the deer and the evergreen trees. And I wanted to use these. And so I started looking through the supplies in the most wonderful time product medley. I thought, ooh, wouldn't these be pretty on here? So we'll start here. And I played around. I had it, well, this is what we call landscape. I had it portrait. I ended up doing this and putting my trees on. And these are really cool because they're self-adhesive die cuts. And so that saves a lot of time. So like I said, I was playing around, and there's some forgiveness. And then the deer. And so, but then everything looked like it was floating. Okay, so let me take these off because we'll play with those in just a bit. And I add my couple deer over to here. And it was just, I didn't want floating trees, so I needed something for everything to set upon. And so I looked at more of the gold foil card fronts. And I like that, but I wanted some color. And the designer series paper wasn't finding exactly what I wanted, and I like this. I thought, well, we'll just make our own colors. So let's start there because we need that before we put on all of the die cuts. And this is really a simple card, which is fun. So what we're going to do is add the colors. Let me get some scrap below me. Not on this one. Come on this one. And I'm going to turn it like this. And I'm going to use Old Olive because that's one of the colors in the most wonderful time product medley. So keeping it all coordinated. So we're going to flip that up and slide it in, and my stamping sleeves because I sure don't want to smudge anything. So what I have here is a sponge brayer, and I'm rolling it across for what we call loading it, and we'll just add the color to this. And with that gold foil, the gold foil will resist the color, so just the Whisper White will take it. So we're going to just get this as deep as we'd like. And I wanted it pretty deep, so I just kept going. Okay. And you want to go off the edge. You don't want to stuff at the edge. That's why I have that scrap paper underneath me, because if you do, you'll have it all piled up, really dark right at the edge. And if you want it uniform, you go off. Okay, so let's keep going. So I wanted that nice contrast. And so I still have my gold foil. And all right, that is looking pretty good. Okay, so the gold does resist. That's a quick swipe of my sleeves because, I had my hand on there. And what happens is that ink you can transfer onto other things, and you smudge your card and it's just enough to make you scream. So my mom and I came up with the stamping sleeves, and I'll have a link under the video where you can see, learn more about them and order a pair if you think they'd help you out too. So what I'm going to do though is take a tissue, because it won't dry on there, but it can stick on there. So we'll just take a tissue, see, and get it off of and make our gold more vibrant. So there we go. Looking nice, huh? Very happy with that. So now this goes on here, and so we'll put that on. And look, with that gold foil, we could use a SNAIL adhesive, but whenever there's something like that that isn't porous, I like to use something stronger, and the mini glue dots will work really well. So we'll take these out, peel it back, and so, you know, this was one of these cut down. So the size is just right, okay, you know, from side to side, and we peel these back till we can see these in the light. And maybe because that's a long strip, do one in the center on the long side. And I'll have a link to my blog post with this card and the measurements for it. Now you could trim this down if you liked. I like a full piece. That's just, I just do. I like a full piece and then build from there. Okay, what's cool about these gold foil card fronts is, look, here's my Whisper White thick cardstock for the base of our card. They're designed to give you a little border. Isn't that pretty? So that's pretty cool. And then I like that, but I thought about how to do a break, and I think this paper is so pretty, but a lot of that with my trees, it would have overwhelmed it. And so this, I just cut myself a small strip, and that'll help break it and give us yet something else. It is just so pretty. Aren't you excited? Can hardly wait to add the deer and the trees. Okay, so getting back to this, more mini glue dots because we have all that gold foil. Okay, and side to side. Now this is designer series paper, so the other two were cut to size. I did need to, you know, I cut this and then I had to trim a little bit more off because this was 6 by 6. Okay, just loving this. So instead of doing the Whisper White all around, because I was loving the gold, I decided to do this on the gold foil sheet. So this is my Whisper White thick cardstock, and look, that makes such a nice sturdy base for all of these layers. And the gold foil sheets I cut to size, and then we have that pretty, the gold foil layer for all this. So now again, because this isn't porous, let's use some mini glue dots. Okay. The paper in this most wonderful time is just beautiful. They did a very nice job with this kit. And like I said, stick around. I'm going to show you some cards, because on this one we use the self-adhesive die cuts, but I did use the stamps on a couple of the others and die cuts on the other. And you know, I just had to stop, like, okay, I need to do a video. I've got to stop making cards. But I could have just kept going. Okay, so look at that. We're already to this point. Very nice. Oh, I'm not quite centered. That's the nice thing. Before they dry, I can get this back up gently. Let's gently pull on this. Okay. Uh-oh. All right. That one stayed. This one really needs to be replaced. It's a lot easier to get it right the first time, but that just doesn't always happen in my craft room. I don't know about yours. Okay, let's try that again. Let's see if I can sit over top of it. Oh, that's looking better. Neatness counts, right? Okay, so now we get to play and back with the die cuts. So for the trees, I decided to use these 3, And see, now we have something to rest upon. We don't have floating trees. All right, I'm not going to press down yet because I want to make sure I'm happy with my placement. And so it'll be easier to pick them up if I'm not. And this one I want out front. There we go. All right, so we're happy with that. So let's go ahead and press this down. Now this, I'm going to use, this is where I was telling you, this is so cool. We've had tinsel trim in the past and it was okay, but this, so what we're going to do is put some garland on the tree. And we have the adhesive on the back, so we'll use that for now. Okay, let's start on the back and just wrap it around. Okay, stay down for me. There we go. And start wrapping it. And so it's nice and fine, but look how you get to see that beautiful gold. And I believe I told you, but I'll repeat, if not, the 10 yards of this tinsel trim. How adorable is this, huh? Okay, I think we'll stop right there and look. So the adhesive on the back is holding that for us. Let's trim that off. There we go. Okay, so we've got all that trim on there, and so that's not going to let it stick, but I wanted to use dimensionals anyway, and Stampin' Up! Added a really good tip. When you're doing self-adhesive die cuts like this, you want to do something and want to do the dimensionals, to pop them up. You want to make this not stick anymore because it could stick in one place as another. So the way to get rid of that stickiness is the Embossing Buddy. We're not embossing today, but this will just pounce it on there. And now it's not sticky, and that'll work out so much better. So let me grab my Stampin' Dimensionals. Here we go. And my mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Seriously, they named these wrong. These are baby. They're so cute. Look how tiny these are. But I used this to support at the top. Here we go. And then the others, the regular size, these foam adhesive dots down here. So you could sit there and trim these and get a little one, but we've got them. Why do all that? All right, so if you take your thumbnail and press down, it makes this backing easier to come off. Okay, there we go. And you don't have to have long fingernails at all. You just need that impression. Okay. See how it makes that side pick up? That one worked better. And then our tree stands out and oh so lovely, and we're not done. We're going to add one of the gold faceted stars with the adhesive already on it. That makes life so much easier. And put this at the top of our tree. That's why I wanted that mini glue dot up there to support the top with our pretty star. Oh, there. Whoops. Okay. You just go up a little bit higher. And what I found in the dies, there's an angel for the top of the tree. I went, oh, okay, there we go. Isn't that looking pretty? All right, so now for our deer, and we've got the buck in the dough. And see now, like I said, they've got something to stand on. Instead of just all those stars, which are gorgeous. I love the gold stars. And then for our dough, we're going to use, if I didn't put it too far away, there we go. She's going to have dimensionals, so we'll use our Embossing Buddy again. If you've ever did something self-adhesive like that with the dimensionals and had it, because you don't do dimensionals everywhere, and had something stick that you didn't want to, it just looks really odd. Okay, so we've got that. So again, both of the size dots came in really handy because look how tiny her head is. So another of the baby Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, really, they're called mini. So if you're looking for my online store, look for mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Still really believe they were misnamed. Talked to the head of marketing, but you know, she thought it was cute, but apparently, you know, we're not going to rename them. Okay, and some support here. And some support there. Fantastic. And our trick with our oh, that one's already off. We're getting there. Look how fast this is. We're not quite there. We've got a couple more things to do. Ah, so sweet. And I looked in the catalog because the catalog are full of samples and just so pretty. And from one of the patterns of the designer paper, there are all these bows. On the other side are the presents. And they had a little bow on here. Okay, you're not going to see that out in the wild, but that's okay. And for that, I'm going to use some SNAIL adhesive. You could use a mini glue dot. The mini glue dot would be a little bit bigger than this. So the snail works really well. Oh, how cute is she though? So now we do need our greeting. And you get the self-adhesive die cuts for those too. And this is a photopolymer stamp set, so you can see through it, but I thought, I really want it straight. And, you know, the Stamparatus is just incredible for getting your stamps straight. So, but I don't have a whole lot of these to practice on. So here's what we're going to do. I set it on here. I have it set, I think, where I want it. I set it on here and the stamp right onto the die, closed it, this picked it up, and then I was good. And so I tried on a piece of scrap paper to make sure it was straight. So now I'm hoping my placement, so here's what we're going to do, because I don't have many shots at this, because once I stamp on that, I'm done. So I'm going to remove that, put that off to the side, and we're going to try it and see how it looks in here, huh? I don't know about you, but a crooked greeting, it's like, oh, no, no, no. So I've got the old olive again. Oh, I don't want old olive. I like the old olive, but because my, look how that has the old olive on it already, I wanted my greeting to stand out. So I decided to use the Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad. Okay. So then this is our little trial run. And I didn't try it before because, you know, it would have messed it up. Okay, that is looking pretty doggone good. So I'm feeling good about putting this back. That little color was over there. So there, it's back where it was. And this is in the corner. So you get a couple of these sheets. You could do both of these, you know, once you get it all set up. So now, let's do, it's looking good. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas. I like that. Oh, that looks so good. Yay. All right, so we'll peel this off. Put this aside. I won't hurt anything with that touching there. And oh, with the Stamparatus, I have this foam mat, and this has the grid on it, which can come in really handy. You add this to it to build it up enough to, you know, with the photopolymer to make up for the difference of the foam on the cling mount stamps. So now we'll add this right here, and we probably should do this again because we'll be using Stampin' Dimensionals. All right, picked up some of that ink from on there, but that's okay. So a couple more of our Stampin' Dimensionals. That's the first time I'd used the Stamparatus with the self-adhesive die cuts, but I'm really pleased because it just took the stress out of it, because if I didn't get it straight, like, oh no. And here we go. Up and under the tree. Oh my goodness. So let me show you one other version as soon as I put this on here. Okay, fantastic. I know it's really subtle, but I think it's just stunning. And I decided along here to add some more of the gold tinsel trim and tie it off into a bow. Because it's Christmas time, we get to add all of that glitz. So there are two versions, with and without, and whichever you like better, of course, that's what you would do. But isn't this just lovely? Oh, and I have 3 more cards to show you where I did some stamping, and here we go. Here's the tree in here. Isn't this fun? And so all of this is included. Another one of those stars, and some of the puff paint. That was fun, a lot of fun. And so all of these die cuts are included. The only thing that wasn't part of the kit is this red ribbon from the holiday catalog, but isn't that beautiful? And so then, oh gracious, I think this paper is just one of my favorite. And we have the die cut, so really quick, but use that tinsel behind it to help it stand out. And now these dies are, it's not coming to mind, but I'll put it on, it'll be right here. It'll be right here what those dies are. They weren't part of the kit, but some of the more of the self-adhesive die cuts, that tinsel trim behind. So that was really quick and easy, and you can see the comfort and joy is from the Most Wonderful Time. And then my last one, just a clean and simple card with the presents. And that was fun to do because markers are nice, but sometimes you just don't get as good of an image as you want. And I thought, oh, wait a minute, because of the dies, I just stamped in the 3 colors, okay? And so this is Old Olive stamped off and then added my gold ribbon. So a clean and simple, but it was fun doing even more with this. And yet this is still my favorite. And I'll tell you what else I like about the Most Wonderful Time product medley. It's good for those who like to do that mass production, because you get so much of the designer paper and other things that you could, do a lot, especially like this one. You could do with that designer paper and you're stamping that over and over. But there's such a nice variety because there are people who like to only do a couple, or some even only one of each. And so there's just such a nice variety because there's so much left from this kit. I've made these 5 cards, but there's just a big stack left over, and you'll be able to do gift tags, and this is a fun kit to have, and it's available to order in my online store. All the supplies to make my subtle yet stunning Christmas card are listed below the video and available to order now in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Thanks for watching.